Hey, thanks for stopping by www.scottnelsonandson.com. As part of my how-to series, I thought it might be interesting to show you my workspace today, as well as my small gallery. As customers walk in, they get a chance to see different frame samples of illustrations and different sizes that I do. Sometimes it's a good visual reference. In this case, this will be an illustration done in marker of iconic basketball player Larry Bird. That one's signed and everything. As we pan over here, we have illustrations of planes, trains, automobiles, or I guess in this case it'd be a truck. All three of those would be done in watercolors and magic markers, believe it or not. This is another magic marker rendering of Steve Grogan, a former New England Patriot player. We have an illustration up here of Fenway Park. We have lots of different samples hanging around too. Pastels, watercolors, India ink washes. And some of these samples might just be work that's in process or a study of something. This particular illustration here is a frame sample of the Three Stooges. Always seems to be a customer eye catcher. I don't know if it's the color combination of the artwork and the frame. Always seems to catch people's attention. I do a lot of pet portraits too. Here's a big sample of a pet portrait. As we come around the corner here, more frame samples of charcoal of a business. There's a political cartoon, t-shirt artwork, some more published samples of greeting cards. This image here is cover illustrations for some children's books I've done. Over in the corner here we have my meet and greet area for customers who come in and sit down if I'm rendering a new logo for their business, a caricature, or a wedding guest sign-in board, which I've done a lot of. A wedding guest sign-in board is a drawing of the bride and groom, and their friends and family sign the drawing instead of a guest book. As we pan around here, we have samples of books I've either authored and illustrated or just illustrated. We have more greeting card samples, calendar work, more sports art. But the real reason I wanted you to stop by today is to take a quick look at my workspace. I know myself, when I go in to visit other artists, I like to see the material they use and their techniques. Let's give you a quick tour of my workspace. For many years I used almost exclusively magic markers, and I have been getting away from that lately. Been doing a lot more work in watercolors and more traditional paints. But here is a caddy full of markers, as well as my my colored pencils all lined up here, all organized by colors. In the corner over here I have technical pens, micron pens, paint brushes, watercolor colored pencils, acrylics. On my other drawing table over here I have gouaches, watercolors, acrylics. I think the only thing I don't use is oil paints. Something I have been using a lot more lately is my digital drawing tablet here. A Wacom or a Wacom drawing tablet, they call them. It's the pen right there that you draw on. The image comes right up to the screen. A lot of fun for me. And what studio tour would be complete without seeing the supply closet? In here I have a lot of old markers, some new markers, liquid watercolors, old airbrushes, acrylic paints, temperas, colored pencils, pastels, you name it, it's in there. This closet also houses the illustration board and the watercolor paper that I use. So what tour would be complete without looking at what the artwork we're doing. Here is some greeting card work I'd been working on earlier today. going to have to send it into an art director, hopefully get approval. And the beginnings over here of a children's book illustration. This particular one is done in gouache and colored pencils. Something new for me. So I hope you liked that quick little tour of my workspace and gallery. If you have any more questions, just give me a ring or email at nelsonandson@juno.com. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thanks for visiting.